Grab a beer, hold on tight, snap, talks, cricket, and go all night. If I had Reshes, I'd put it up right now because I probably should get one. This is going to be an annual report for me. That's what we're going to start with today. An annual report for Snap. Across the course of the next few weeks, I will probably do a one for the three teams I've played with predominantly, which is Saturday park cricket or district cricket or whatever fucking grade it is. You know, it's below Shires, so we're one of the bottom rungers. Still some quality cricket. That didn't come out very well at all. Saturday B grade, I'll do one for our team. I'll do one for our Castle Hill Classics Div 1 side and one for our Masters Div 1 side because I played in those three teams. But I thought I'd start this year's. I'm thinking I might even do one for the Sydney Classics competition in general and one for the Sydney Masters. But the two Div 1s, the ones I played in. I won't do the other divisions that I haven't played in. Sorry, I was getting a bit blurry on the old glasses there. But just to put some stuff up there. There's heaps of cricket going on. So I know the over 55s are over in, I think, South Africa, and they played a test and all sorts of things. And I haven't had a chance to talk about that. There's just a lot to keep up with. Now, I kind of can see now why the amount of times I've watched like sport on TV, like the news things, and gone, oh, you didn't talk about cricket, or you only talked about this cricket, and blah, blah, blah. Because there's a bloody lot of it. So it's pretty very hard to talk about everything. So I get why they pick and choose what they do. Anyway, I'm going to do this one, and as you all know, I start every report or whatever I'm doing with a bit of a waffle about what's going on in the world. Well, a lot of my technology is really what I meant. This is we'll see how we go. I've mentioned in one of my previous reports that I've got some new technology. I'm now filming on the phone instead of the iPad that I'm transferring, and I'm using the editing on the iPad. I've got some new tools. I want to get a little bit better at practicing rather than just, at the moment I can drop in my beginning, my end, and drop this in the middle. I want to be able to sort of cut and edit it as I need to, not too much because that takes time. But even if I could put up a picture of like a scorecard that I'm talking about, or I don't know whether you can grab some video footage off the Play HQ for the ones that are streamed, whether I can take like a wicket and put it up and put it in sequence and those sorts of things. So chopping and changing a little bit. So I may do that with this one. It's Wednesday, the first week after we finish cricket. I'm not sure the date is 20-something of March. So it might take me a few days to do this. But we'll see how we go. I've got the weekend off. No cricket this weekend. So let's go. I might start. Well, first thing I thought, I was going to sit outside. Beautiful view. You guys know the view, and we all love it. But I discovered there's a thing called overexposure. Well, I think that's what it is. That's what used to be called in the old click camera days. I assume it's the same thing. I took the camera outside, set it up, overlooking the water, and all I got was this bright whiteness. There's something wrong with the camera. It's all stupid. Carried inside and worked perfectly fine. I went, yeah, okay, it's just too much sun, too much light for it. Didn't like it, so learned not to film that time of day outside. Maybe when it gets a little bit darker. So, and I'm going to film probably this in pieces. I think I'll talk tonight about my B grade stuff. Probably take a break, come back later, and maybe do some bit about Masters and Classics. I've got some other stuff I did this year. Talk about my overall stats. So I'll probably chop it up in places. So I don't subscribe to continuity. Well, I would if it was my job in movies and those sorts of things when they edit and they need continuity. I won't. So there's a fair chance I will be talking to you, and then mid-sentence I'll be wearing a different shirt and there'll be a different background, and then we'll come back. Don't hold that against me. But if you're not subscribed and you find that stuff really, really cool, do it. Because I've got 38 subscribers. I'm really pushing for 50. 50 would be awesome. And also share this with mates from other teams. Like I'd really love to. At some stage, I'd like to be sort of interviewing other teams and chatting to them and talking to the captain. And like if I do my match reports at the end of the week, maybe I'll use my own club for example. For Castle Hill, maybe I'll ring up some of the captains and we'll do a weekly report. And go, hey, how'd you guys go? Tell us about your thing. I've got to learn the recording the video while I'm talking to somebody at this point. Once I've sort of figured that out, maybe we'll do that. But then I know guys who play for other clubs. I know Nick's club. Plenty of guys that love to sort of have a chat, and maybe we could do that. So hey, nominate for yourself and say, hey, I play for this club. I'd like to chat about how our grades went this week. I've got a mate plays for Ringer. I might even ping Ringer. Ringer had like some phenomenal wins this year. I think it was the first year in ever that like any side's ever won like the first 3-4 divisions or something, or first 3 divisions, and maybe Masters. They didn't win Classics for Ringer because we beat you this year. But that's a whole other thing. We'll talk about that later. So right now, I had a good year. And I've just realised that I'm going to... Oh, no, I might be able to do it through here. No, because I took Google Drive off here. I am going to pause you for one moment and come back. And continuing. Maybe I'll put a screenshot in the middle. This year in general, before I get on to Saturday Bees, I'll do some of my overall stats. Look, my rule of thumb, and I don't know why. I think, let me have a look. I made this rule of thumb a few years back. Is generally I target. So I've just got my stats here. That's what I'm talking about. I don't do them on Play HQ because not all games I play are in Play HQ. For example, we go away for a Baruga trip, or we go to a place called Baruga for a Castle Hill Masters thing. Which is still good proper cricket. We play a few one days and a few 2020s against some other local teams, but they're not put into Play HQ. So I'll play cricket. So I put them into I keep a spreadsheet of my own stats. I know guys like my regular skipper and very good mate Mick Hungerford. He knows his stats in his head. He's been playing since he was a kid. He knows he scored 10,000 runs in this competition. He knows he's taken this many stumpings. The guy's brain's a machine for that sort of stuff because his stuff's all on paper from when he was a kid. I'm really lucky that I started in the technology age. So I started in the 2014-15 season. So this is my 11th season of playing cricket ever. If you're new to this and this is the very first one you're watching, and you're watching my ego trip about my year, welcome aboard, but thank you. This is all about me, this one, so live with it. I started playing 2014, 2015, so this is my 11th year. So what was I, 43 turning 44, because I'm 54 turning 55. So a late start. I started with my son. I won't go into that too much. My eldest son. This year, a lot of you guys know about Nick, and he's starting this year into competitive cricket. So 10 years apart between playing with my first boy and playing with my second boy. I played with Nick a little bit in the LMS and stuff, but played a game with him this year. But that's a different name on that day. So we won't talk about that one too much. But I recorded this. That's another game that wouldn't go into play cricket. So I keep my own sort of level of stats. I started doing it when they stopped using, was it MyCricket before? I went to Play HQ, just in case all the stats disappeared. So I did like a big extract dump and put them all into a bunch of spreadsheets in Google and kept them there. So so this is a true testament, except for one game. There's one scorecard I haven't got for Baruga this year, and it's the difference between. It's an important game. I feel like I took one wicket, but I don't know if I did. I think I'd be disappointed if I found out, but no one seems to have got a copy of that scorecard. But sort of looking through the years, this year it was certainly a what's the word I want to say? It was a prolific year. I played sort of not the normal number of games, but a good number of games. But from when I first started, I targeted 20 wickets a year. I thought if I could take 20 wickets a year, I mean, bear in mind my first 3 games I didn't bowl. Maybe first 2 games I didn't bowl. Didn't really know what I was going to be. Captain asked who wanted to have the batting. I said, I'll open the batting. I think I got 1 and 1 in 2 weeks. I think I won the 3rd week as well. I got very, very few in my first 3 weeks of opening the batting, so wasn't all that good. And then I think he said, in the third game, do you want to have a bowl? And I took like 3 wickets and went, oh, looks like I'm a bowler. So I switched from opening the batting to opening the bowling in about my third game ever played. And went on. So I don't bat a lot these days. Trying to bat a little bit more. This year I had a bit more of an opportunity than I've had in previous years. Previous years I've been quite happy in the Masters and Classics to put my hand up at number 12 and not bat. This year I put my hand up and a little bit more and said, yeah, I'm happy having a bit of a go. So I've had a couple of good games to the bat. I didn't get a lot of runs, but I had some good stuff, which I'll talk about as we get through it. Maybe I'll talk about highlights at the end. But yeah, for this year, I played 35 matches, which is the most I've ever played. I played 27 last year, 34, 23, 24, 32 in 22, 21, 15 the year before that. So prior to that, they're all sort of around the 21, 20, 18, 20. So around that 20 sort of mark. So the last 4 years have been particularly good. So 32, 34, 27, and 35. So getting to bowl a little bit more is great. Or play more games is really, really good. So then if I go to the actual, that was games played. If I go to the overs, this year was by far, I wouldn't say by far, maybe what's that, 6 overs or something, but 203 overs this year. First time I've ever bowled more than 200 overs in a year. About 203 overs. Last year 139, the year before that 174, year before that 162. So again, the last 4 years have been my biggest year. Year before that, 2021 was a fucking piece of shit. 56, 84 before that, 61 before that, 94 before that, and 115, 107. So I bowled early hundreds for the first 4 years, and I sort of dropped down to that 2021 season. Only bowled 56 overs. Took 5 wickets for the year. I'm not going to go back and do the analytics on that and see what the hell happened or why I didn't bowl as many. I feel like that might have been when I was sort of changing teams and stuff. So. And possibly pre ability to play classics, and probably wasn't playing masters because I hadn't sort of earned my way to go back and play in a 40 side and get a bit of a run. But yeah, so like the most I've bowled before. So as I was saying, I generally target based on, so my first year in 2014-15, I bowled 127 overs, which is pretty good despite not bowling until the third game, and took 26 wickets. Next year, 113 overs took 17. Next year, 107 took 21. Next year, 115 took 28. So I tend to go, you know what? I'll target 20 wickets a year. If I take 20 wickets a year, I'm pretty happy with that. So this year, I took 39 wickets. And as I said, there's one game that nobody seems to have a copy of the scorecard for. So I've either pulled up just short of doubling my target, or I've got it bang on. Either way, I'm pretty. I'm not gonna be proud. Probably going to be 4 or 4. I'm just happy with my output this year. I mean, I did one bowling lesson before the season, the only bowling lesson I've ever had, and it did make a bit of a difference. I think I need to do some more over the off season to refresh things. I was getting a bit lazy, I think, with that front arm and losing a bit of what I'd learnt 6 months ago. But that's all right. But I mean, the key thing probably looking through that, a lot of it's average. Average is pretty much roughly the same throughout. I mean, it's a little bit less my early days because I was playing D grade and the guys couldn't hit the ball as much. But for the last sort of 6 years, 32, 23, 33, 27, 24.4, 23.8, and 23.2 this year. So 39 wickets at 23.2 across multiple competitions, grades, and that sort of thing. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, so 39 wickets there. So so to go and so that was my year. I took 39 wickets. I'm not sure I took catches. I think I took 5 catches and a run out. I'm not, the most agile and prolific in the field. I can run a ball down. I think I only dropped maybe 2 catches, 3 catches. Took 5. So I'm generally on the right side of the ledger for catching. Used to be able a lot quicker at running a ball down the field. Not as quick now as getting older and groins and things like that start to struggle. But I can still sort of move fairly well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that year. So to start breaking it down. So on Saturdays, I play. Why am I looking at this one? Pause you for a moment and come back. Okay, found the stats machine. That's a bit of trouble there. Anyway, so for B grade, I'm going to do it as a separate thing for B grade themselves. How we went as a team. But for my figures, I was actually pretty happy, given I'm still sort of playing as my 11th year, playing in the Hornsby comp. Came up from D reserves at one point, up to Bs. So I think that's the equivalent of about A1, 2, B1, B2, C 2, 3, 4. It's a D2's is 10th grade. So and B's is the equivalent of third grade for some other competitions. So okay for a bloke. He's in his 50s. He didn't start until he was late. So still getting to play with Jake. And still enjoying it. So and I think I fared fairly well. So if I have a look at just how I did within the team itself, from a bowling perspective, yeah, I was a 6 in the top 10. I know you've only got. What do we have for? Oh, did we have that many people play for us? We had 33 people play for us this year. Wow. Yeah, come in 6th. 8 wickets, 28.13. It's on Cinto every week. Playing against younger kids, good kids. I mean, admittedly, Macca got our top wicket taker. With 19, so I was a fair bit off there, but it's only 2 wickets behind Stan, 4 behind Declan, which was 12 in third. So equal with VB. So yeah, so I did okay. So I'll take that. Had a reasonably good year with the ball. I think I probably performed better in the turf games than I did in the Cinto games, but we'll soon find that out as we talk through these things. No, what was my biggest thing for the year in that filters, all grades, senior mixed B grade, bowling. Oops, hang on, where do we end up there? That's not where I want to be. Bowling, there we go. Couple of good games. No, that's got to apply. Okay, yeah, some games where I got pumped a little bit. Some good games. Glenori, 2 for 15 from 7 overs. That was a one-dayer. Asquith, that was a 2-day game, I think. Only bowled one in the first innings, though. 3 for 24 from 12, so that's a good day. Yeah, generally consistent. It was 1 for 44 from 7 the first game, so I got pumped a bit. Came back 2 for 15 from 7 the second round. 1 for 23, none for 18, 1 for 30 against Kenthurst. That's actually pretty good. I remember that game. Played at Kenthurst Bottom Field, which is a fairly small field in Cinto. Kenthurst have got some big hitters. They've got a good, strong family history out there. We've played them many years through many grades, and there's some big hitters. I think I remember opening the bowling in that one. I bowled 10 overs, took 1 wicket, and only went for 30 runs, thrown over in that thing. I'm pretty sure we won that game. So that was good. The Asquith game was 3 for 24. I'm really happy with that one. I opened the bowling in that game. Got the number one, the opening batsman stumped by the keeper, and then number 3 for 2, and got their number 3 out for a duck. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, so that was good. So I took the 1 and 3, and then I came back later on to take a guy who was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something. It was set. It was on 23, so he's starting to sort of accelerate a bit. 71 overs was a 2-day game, so yeah. So to get the guy on 23 out was pretty good. Yeah, 3 for 24. I was happy with that day. So bowling wise, not too bad in the B grade. Batting wise, I didn't bat a lot this year in pretty much everything. But I did have. Well, I've been working on a few things. I mean, as I said earlier, trying to Trying to bat a little bit more often, not just be the perennial 12 and put my hand up and say I don't want to bat. I'll put my hand up this year saying, yeah, I'm happy to have a bat. Let's see how we go, and I'll see how I go. Maybe I'll get a bit better. Probably shouldn't get up and swipe away notifications while you're filming. But anyway, if you're new and you've got this far, good luck. If you're not new, then you know that's the way we roll around here. Yeah, only batted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times this year. 5 runs from number 10, a duck at number 10, 3 at number 10, 1 at number 9, and 0 at 11. The game that I was most happy with was the 3 at actually probably there was 2 games there. There was maybe just the one. Let's look at this one. So this was the game. There was a game against Glenorrhea. It was a 2-day game. They scored 183, and I think we were in a bit of trouble. 183, 403, 6 for 132, 7 for 132, 8 for 140. Yeah, so 8 for 140, still needing 44 runs for the win. When I came in at number 10, and whilst I only scored 1, it doesn't actually keep the we haven't got the ball's face here. But I stuck around with Stan, who got 55 not out, and I got 3. I got out, but by the time I left, I think we only did 3 more runs, which Declan came out and promptly got. So, whilst not a big score, 3 from I think it was 6 overs or something I was out there for. Well, that'll tell me. It doesn't tell you the overs that the follow wickets happened at. Okay. I think it was 6 overs. I think I was out there for 3 runs from 6 overs, and for the first few overs, I was facing 4 or 5 balls of the over till sort of standing, and I got it rotating, getting him back on strike, and sort of moving it forward. So, yeah, pretty happy year on the B grade side. We I think we only fell sort of one match short, a couple of points short of the finals, to be honest, which I'll talk more about in the B grade annual report, which is probably a bit more of a factor of them readjusting the tables after round 9 of a 13-round competition, which seems a bit stupid to me. But anyway, I feel I contributed well with my 8 wickets. That batting innings, there was another one there, I think, where I came out and I batted with Merv, and Merv smashed a few, which was good. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video now, because I'll probably might even splice it out and stop and go, okay, on to the next one. Let's talk about the other stuff. Yeah, that's it. That'll do. And whoosh, change of clothes. Ooh, clothes are different. Volume may sound different too, because the last recording of my my bees, I noticed at the end of it, one of the microphones was flat, so I'm not sure how much that will impact what you guys hear. I am trying to learn to level the volume between the intro and the commentary, so hopefully if it's dropped off, I can increase that, reduce this one, this one match. So I'm trying to get volume leveling happening, learning. But my costume changes are so quick. For you, it's like half a second. That's all it was. You didn't even see me go. This is all one take. Anyway, I think where I got up to in my yearly wrap up for myself, my egotistical chattings for the year, I think I had finished Saturday B grade. If I haven't, send me a message and ask me what I didn't tell you, or go to Play HQ and I'll tell you. So now we're up to how difficult. I think I went through the full season, 39 wickets things. Happy, good season. I think I've been through the full season, gone through B grade. Let's have a look at how we did in the Classics and Masters. I did play, there's a couple of John Hayne games at the end of the year. So John Hayne, for those of you who don't know, is in the Hornsby Ku-ring-gai district cricket competition for the sides across all grades that don't make the finals. They have this thing called John Hayne. Years ago, it used to be 2 2020s in it. You'd play 2 2020s in a day, and then you'd play them the next week, and then it'd be like a final. But there was rules like if you took more than 3 wickets, you couldn't bowl anymore and blah, blah. But they found it was hard to get from one game to another game in grounds and things. So they've changed it to just one dayers, and then they sort of rate them. You get graded by points. So we played an A reserve side in the first round, and we're a B grade side. So theoretically, they should be, from a grading perspective, be higher than us. We get a runs head start. To be fair, we fucked it up this year because we had 7 players the first week and 9 the next, and there's no rules around short of players. So yeah, was it was. So I'm not going to talk about how that went because it went really, really badly. We had Baruga. We played 3 games. I played 6 games in Baruga. I played 2 1-days and 4 2020s in one day. Got all the scorecards for them except for one. I'm not doing a Baruga report. I've done one of those earlier in the year. And I played one game with Nick under a pseudonym, which we don't talk about because I'm not sure that's supposed to be kosher. But I've put the stats into my stats for the year. So I won't talk about those, but my 3 main competitions that I play was the B grade, the Hornsby Green Guide District Competition on Saturdays, which I play with my oldest son, Jake. And then I play over 50s, which is called Classics, in the, I think it's Sydney Masters competition now. It used to be Sydney Veterans, but everything's getting renamed this year, which I spoke about in another previous one. So if you're paying attention, you would know that. But play over 50s Classics for Castle Hill. Also play over 40s Masters for Castle Hill. So let's have a look at how I went in Classics this year. Oddly enough, I play less 40s because I'm 54. So obviously one of the guys in their 40s playing, but we've struggled for numbers in the last couple of years. I think last year I signed up as a casual just to fill in and help out when they needed me. I ended up playing almost every game. This year I signed up full time, but probably is similar boat. I play both games. But kind of, there's guys in the 40s who are a hell of a lot better cricketers than I am. I'm there to sort of help make up numbers because no one wants to play with 7. You'd rather play with 11, even if you've got an old bloke playing for you. But let's have a look at the Classics. Let's start with the 50s, my natural environment to start with. Oh, actually, the other games I played 3 games in for Port Jackson in the State Carnival for over 50s. Also spoke about those earlier things. So I think I took 4 wickets in that. Nothing in the first game on turf, but we played a couple of games back to back on Cinta and took 2 wickets each in those, so I did all right. So, but again, I'm not going to sort of hash it out in this thing. One last thing for those of you who tend to podcast this, and you probably still can, but I'm going to try and splice in maybe the scorecards or some of the things I talk about. So, and then move the vocals across and cut off the video of me, like my face. I'll see how that goes during this week. But anyway, so from a Classics perspective, pretty happy with my season, to be honest. Came in with 12 wickets at 14.75, which was third in our team. So behind JR, who took 16 at 13.69, and Tiny took 15 at 14.57. So I was 3 wickets behind Tiny and 4 behind JR, but cracking. In fact, they're both the opening bowlers. They're really, really good guys, really good bowlers. So to come in third behind those, I'm kind of not sure if those figures are right, to be honest. I'll take that. 1 wicket above Merv, who took him 13.09. I think Merv played as many games, and Jamesy 9 at 9.78. I think Jamesy played as many games either. So, I mean, those guys are cracking guys. But to come in at third, I'll take that. So, in fact, let's do Classics and Masters together just to make it easier. Masters wise, I came in 4th wicket-wise in the Masters team, so I'm pretty happy with that. Jamesy 14 at 14.21. I think in the last Masters he actually took like 5 or something. So, but again, Jamesy's got commitments elsewhere, so I didn't play a lot of games. Ken, other opening bowler, 12 wickets at 24.58. Stan 11 at 18, and then myself 10 wickets at 18.4. So third for our team for classics wickets over 50s, and fourth for our team for Masters over 40s wickets. So I'm actually very, very happy with that. I know there's some good guys like Bondi, Kingsy, Don, Mordo, who all took like 9s and 8s and just behind me in wickets. But those guys are I think they played as many games. Glyn 6 wickets, but at 12, Glyn probably doesn't bowl as much as I do in some games. So there's some guys who clearly, if they probably bowled as much as I had, they would have taken the wickets and surpassed me. But I'll still take that. So looking through some of my achievements for the year in terms of bowling, what games sort of stand out here? I think this is, it goes backwards. So let me go forward to the beginning games of the year. Okay. Very good. None for. 2 for early, 3 for 1, 2. Okay, nothing sort of standing out, but there's some good game. A couple of 2s and 3s and things, but I think it was a bit later. Yeah, there we go. So Masters against Cricketers Club. It took 3 for 13. I remember that day. That was a really good day. 3 for 13 from 8 overs. I think I bowled like 6 overs. I'd have to go back to scorecard. I'm not going to do it, but I think I bowled like maybe 5 or 6 of the overs. And I was going for nothing, and I wasn't too concerned that I wasn't taking a wicket, but the fact that I was landing them, I was consistent. I mentioned much earlier in the season that I'm very much rocks and diamonds at the moment. I'm still trying to. I know this is a silly thing to say. I mean, what did I say last year? 11 years into a cricket career. I'm still trying to learn myself as a bowler, which is why I retired from competitive basketball, because I got too old to get off the ground, and like Masters in basketball, the one I was playing was over 35s, and in your 50s, you're not getting better. Your best of your career is behind you. But with cricket, you can still learn, and I'm still learning. It doesn't matter if I get slow or what I do. I'm always learning this craft. So if I have a day where I have it on a string and I feel really good and comfortable, I don't care if I don't take wickets, if I don't go for any runs, as long as it feels good. But then I've had other days where, I think a couple of weeks ago I was saying I actually had good figures, I think, and I got one of the Australian bowlers, but he was still bad out. But I bowled absolute rubbish. I just had no control. I felt so when you have days where you get the rewards and you feel like you've had control and you knew how to adjust it, they're good days. And that was a good day, I think, against Cricketers Club. I was pretty sure I had 5 overs for nothing, went for no runs, but no wickets. And then I bowled 3 balls, 2 to righties and 1 to a lefty. And every single one of them just came in and just took the top off. You can see it in slow motion in your head. It just took the top off and just clipped the bail off. I think all 3 were bowled. Just one of those days that sticks in your head because you go, geez, those wickets felt good. So I remember that day. What else did I have? Some ones. Yeah, like Mounties still 1 wicket from 8 overs, but I went for 52. Tough day, that one. Georges River, 5.3 overs, 3 for 7. Actually, that might have been that same day. That might have been the day they took the things. But no, it was. It was because one of Nick's coaches for New South Wales ID was saying he played for Georges River, but it was a week after we played, or 2 weeks after we played them. I said, I should turn up. I had these 3 really good bowls. So 3 for 17. So I had a couple of days where I took some good 3-fers. So what's we got here? Bowling 2 for 3 for 18 against MacArthur. That was a good day. Yeah. MacArthur took 3 for 18. So I had a couple of 3-fers this year. I haven't had a 5-fer since I was back in D grade. So 3-fers to me are really, really good. So I did well. Happy with my bowling this year. Did I actually write down any of the batting stats? Not sure if I did. Bowling. Batting. Did bat a lot this year, but I think I mentioned that the last couple of years I'd been pretty much going, yeah, I'll be number 12. I don't want to bat. I don't care about batting. This year I went, you know what? I'm missing out. I'd like to actually have a bit of a go. I'm not that bad. I mean, I've got, I know it's in D grade, but I've got a 53 not out. So I have scored in my time. Excuse me, I have one of my nice scotches. So this year I kind of sort of put my hand up, and I was learning a little bit. I had a little bit of I had one coaching session before the season started, which was predominantly around the bowling, but I got some tips about batting. And then throughout this year, I've been watching Nick as he's been getting his coaching, and I've been learning about setup and where my hand should be with the bat, and you know, it's not been perfect, and it's not going to be. I don't bat enough for it to be perfect. I don't get down the nets and practice enough to be perfect, but I did have some good. There's one that sticks out. I'm just going to go through. So I got a dark. I got a 1. I think this one against Glenori, I batted at 10. Only got threed. I only got 3, and I was bowled. But I remember that one. I came in at 10. So what's that? 9 down, 2 wickets in hand. We still needed 36 runs or 37 runs. I stuck out there for 6, 7 overs with Stan. I only got 3, but in that time we got it down to within needing 4 runs. Unfortunately, I got out, but then Declan came out 11, was able to knock off the final 3 or 4 or whatever it was we needed. So while I didn't have a high score, I stuck out there with one of our recognised batsmen to get it closer, and then we had one of the guys come in and finish it off. So to me, that was a good achievement. And I've had a couple this year. Well, I might have only got 1s or so I've got a couple of 6s, a 6 and a 5 at 11 and 10 in classics and masters, which is generally I'm coming in at 11. You've usually got 1 or 2 guys in the bank, so you're not there to waste time, but see if you can sort of score quickly and get out if you need to. And I've done that. So I feel like I've stumped against Warringah in the Masters. Had I think 1 in the bank. Scored 3 runs, but was doing everything I could to get out. It's my first stumping, I'm pretty sure. So no, I feel like I had a good year batting. Not that there's no demonstrative figures to talk about it, but again, I had that long stint with Stan. I had a couple of times where I've gone out there, and I think we had people in the bank and we kind of stagnated, so trying to get it moving again. Even if I got out, it didn't matter. I didn't waste time. I've had fun batting this year, so hoping a little bit more as we come up, and happy with my bowling. I think that's probably kind of the wrap up for my year done, to be honest. I don't know how this has gone because this counts funny now, but I've got the previous stuff I've recorded, and I'll drop a few clips in. I might even try and see if I can drop in, maybe towards the end of this, some wickets. So hey, there may be some wickets from here. I'm not sure whether I can record them from Play HQ or not, but you might see some footage of me taking wickets. Oh, hiccups. That's it. I hope you all enjoy this one. I'll try and get up the next couple of days, and then I'm going to sit down. I'm going to try and do some yearly reports for the teams I've played in. We'll see how they go from a length perspective. I don't want them to be too long. They need to be fairly quick because I'll probably pop them up, or maybe even get them up at presentation or whatever. But want to try and get some stuff up. Oh, I might even put some things up this year about. This is probably going to cut off, but NBL 1 season started, so I started watching a bit of NBL 1 while I was watching the Shield final today and the Kings, and everything else is going on. But big Central Coast Crusaders fan, so I might even talk about how they're going. Even if I don't get to the games, if I can watch them on TV, we'll talk about how they're progressing. And coming up, LMS. Got LMS for playing for Castle Hill on Saturdays and Southern Spirit on Sundays. And I think I mentioned this in the last one, so I may cut some of that out. Thanks, guys. Bye. So there you go. That's how